everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I have done a video, and I'm gonna be really honest with you. Just had a birthday, and I'm gonna tell you, as I get closer to the age of 60, it's not fun. And you know, I don't know, I guess it's not necessarily, I don't know what it is. You know, I'm not concerned necessarily about the number, I guess. I don't feel like I'm almost 60 years old. But, you know, I remember when I was young and my dad died when he was 32 years old. He was in a plane crash. And my mom took off when I was really young. So I was on my own at a really pretty young age. But I remember thinking, you know, that I was going to die young, and that I thought I would never even live to be 32 years old. And I don't know if it's because, you know, your frame of reference, which I think when you're young, there's a bigger impact to our subconscious than what we really realize. And it's funny now, I look at my life and I'm like, I've lived almost twice as long as my father lived. And I feel young, but then when I look in the mirror, it's like every day I see a new wrinkle. I see something else about my skin, and I'm just reminded that I'm not getting younger and I want to stop the clock. And I don't know, I've just been in a funk and haven't really wanted to do any kind of recordings, you know, I don't know. And I've kind of been thinking about my channel and what I want to do and where I want to go with it, because as much as I love shoes, and I do love shoes, and as much as I love makeup and fashion, which we all know I love, like, I know there's more to life than that. And that's, you know, I would never want to send a message to others that that's where the focus should be. It's kind of like with my students. You know, a lot of students are like, why are you a teacher? And I left corporate and I was making a lot more money. And, you know, I tell them, you know, when I was 20 years old, 30 years old, I didn't want to be a teacher. And, you know, I wanted to make money. And not that I still don't want money, but I don't know, you get to a point in your life where you realize there's more to life. And, you know, I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm that self-absorbed, if that makes sense. You know, my husband gets onto me sometimes, and it kind of frustrates me because he calls me vain. And, you know, that's always had such a negative connotation to it. And, like, I don't judge other people for how they look. You know, I've never seen an ugly person, honestly. Actually, okay, there have been a couple, but it wasn't even talking about them physically. It was after I got to know them and looked at them a different way. You know, I have told people before stories of people I dated who I thought were gorgeous, and then after I dated them and got to know them, I thought they were hideous looking, you know. And I feel like I'm the kind of person that looks within, but it's also hard in this world. You know, we judge ourselves. We judge ourselves by what we see in that reflection in the mirror. And I'm sure it probably has had an impact on me with, like, the way that I grew up and some of the experiences that I went through, you know, when I was young. And I could talk about this for hours. And if you want to fast forward to the shoes that I'm going to show you, feel free to. I would totally understand that. But when I was young, you know, I was picked on at school. I was made fun of, teased all the time. I was chunky. I wasn't skinny. It's funny, I look back at pictures now and I'm like, you know, I didn't look that bad. But I had everyone telling me that because I wasn't the skinny mini, which I think I see other kids like that now. You know, there's certain kids who are very thin and small, and if you're not, you're told you're big or fat or whatever. And I was made fun of, and the bad part is I got it at home too. You know, my stepmom would literally call me the Goodyear blimp, you know, get onto me about my weight all the time, which is probably what led to eating disorders and a bunch of other things. And, like, I really didn't get comfortable with who I was until I was in my 30s. And honestly, I'm kind of grateful for bodybuilding. I was a bodybuilder for about 15 years, and that played a big part because it taught me that food was not the enemy. You know, I was of this mentality. If I ate something that quote unquote was bad for you or fattening, you know, I would set me off on a binge, and I would eat and eat and eat. And I'm talking like a whole pizza, then a bag of M&Ms, then a gallon of ice cream. I would eat till I was sick because I was like, okay, well, I've ruined it. I might as well just eat and eat. And bodybuilding was a big part of healing me. And honestly, you know, I think the good Lord brought people into my life and, you know, that healed me. And when I met my current husband and had my twins, I don't know, there was just something that changed inside, you know, and I felt whole, and I don't know, it was a process. And I started feeling comfortable with who I was. And unfortunately, that was in my late 30s before any of that happened. And so it's like, oh my gosh, you know, the fact that I've lived, you know, almost 60 years and I'm not ready to get old, if that makes sense. And so it's been a struggle. So I haven't done any videos, but I really felt inspired today to do this video because in my depression, okay, depression might be a bit of an extreme, but you know, when I'm like feeling frustrated or I just need a break, I like to go online and shop. And of course we know who my favorite designer is. And I bought these shoes by Azalea Wang. And I'm going to tell you, like, I wore them all day today. I've been in makeup and of course I did something different with my makeup today. I'm not sure if I like it. I was playing with my eyeliner. You might not like it. I don't know if I like it, to be honest with you. I've been on my feet all day. It's been about 10 hours now. And I could have kept going in these shoes. I could have run in these shoes. I felt like I was like on a cloud. And I know that sounds very cliche, but seriously, these shoes were more comfortable than my tennis shoes were. And I liked them so much today that I actually went online at one point and bought another pair in black, because here they are. I mean, they're not anything fancy or foo-foo. They're pretty basic, but they went well with the outfit that I was wearing. And they're very light. The rubber sole, I mean, there's something about the inside. It's, you know, people talk about the memory foam. I don't know that it's not memory foam, but it's just incredibly soft. And I loved them. I felt like, oh my gosh, I could be in these all day. And so, and they were light on my feet, and I went online and I bought a pair of black ones as well. So I'm going to have another video coming soon because I actually got a really incredible sale from Akira, I think it's the website that sells a lot of Azalea Wang products, and got some shoes for 40% off. Literally paid I mean, I got like, I don't know, 6 pairs of shoes for about 120 bucks. It averaged about $20 a pair, and these were normally very expensive shoes that were on sale, and then I got another 40% off. So, which I'm all about. Of course, I'm running out of room with my shoes. That's another thing I've got to figure something out with. I don't have enough room for all my shoes. And I've got some new makeup coming. So yes, I did a little bit of shopping. My husband actually bought me a couple pair of shoes as well for my birthday, which I really love. But I will be posting that soon. And, you know, I guess I want to just say to you guys out there, both young and old, you know, if you're young and you're not feeling really comfortable in your skin, I get it. But you know, a lot of times we let the world define us instead of defining ourselves. And what's really beautiful about getting older and getting away from high school and growing and evolving to the person you are is you find yourself in who you are. Whereas when you're young, you know, you let all these people define you. And don't get me wrong, I know they play a big impact on who you are, and I think they always affect you on some level, but I think that they can affect you for a positive if you use it for a positive. You know, I've always tried to use all those negative things in my life to overcome and to be better, to be different, and to, I'm stubborn. I will say I'm very stubborn, and I consider myself a fighter. But I look now and I'm not the person I was when I was in my 20s, and I'm very confident, aside from the fact that I'm feeling a little insecure about the wrinkles and not liking the wrinkles. I feel comfortable in my skin. I think that's one reason I'm like, I'm feeling really good about who I am, and I don't want to lose that. Maybe it's that fear of, as I get older, that may happen. I don't know. But if you're young and you're feeling less than, or if you have people that are judging you or saying things to you, first of all, they're not going to be there a few years from now, and they don't matter. And I know when you're young, you feel like they you know, what people are saying around you is everything, but it's nothing really. I mean, it's really not. And even, you know, I had to go to therapy at one time when I was young because of the abuse that I got at home. And one time a therapist was asking me questions about, you know, why I feel the way I do about myself, and everything went back to at home and my stepmom. And they said, so let me get this right. All the millions of people in the world, thousands of people, and the hundreds that you come across, you're letting this person determine who you are. And she paused, and I don't know, that just really resonated with me. And I'm like, why am I giving her that power? And even if it's, you know, a handful of people, like, I'm not going to give them that power. And, you know, it was a revelation. And I hope that if maybe you're young and you're going through some of that, I know it's easier said than done, but, you know, you're going to get through this and you are going to grow from it. You're going to be stronger. I tell you another quick story. I remember kind of being a little offended about this when I was younger, because we were at the pool with some friends, and an adult who I think had good intentions was defending, because some people were picking on me, and they were like, you know, you're going to be like that, the story of the duck that turned into the swan. And I was like, what? And told me the story, you know, of this duck that was an ugly duckling that everyone made fun of, and one day it grew up and it turned into this beautiful swan that everyone admired. And while I do not put myself in that category, I don't consider myself beautiful by any stretch of the imagination, I do feel good about who I am and how I look, and I feel blessed. And I'm like, you know, that person had some insight, and, you know, it developed character in me, being picked on, being teased, even the abuse, you know. But I realized that, you know, we have to define who we are. You know, if you look in the dictionary and you looked up your name, you know, you have to determine what would it say. What would it say, and who are you? And it's just so important. And I've got to keep that in mind as I get older. It's just, this is another part of my life. And, you know, to you guys who are older, who are watching this, you know, if you have advice on how to, you know, I'm sorry, but I hear people talk about aging gracefully. I do not want to age gracefully. I don't want to go gray like other people. There are women out there that embrace the age, embrace going gray, embrace becoming older. Okay, I'm not ready for that. I don't know that I ever will be. You know, it's kind of like with body image, and, you know, I embrace being who I am. But I'm never going to embrace if I am unhealthy and obese or overweight. You know, yes, I still love who I am. But if I can change that, and if I can be better, why would I not be better? I mean, I think that's something I struggle with my students all the time. To me, it's like, today I want to be better than I was yesterday. It's always about, what can I do better? What can I do differently? And that's how you improve. That's how you grow. And that's my mindset, which is why I get frustrated sometimes when some people just don't care and they're just there. That's another story for another day. But, you know, I am comfortable with who I am, and I want to maintain that. So if you're older and you have some advice on, you know, getting older and approaching your 60s and facing that next stage, I'm certainly open to it. But I would like to hear too from some of you out there who are in that same boat, who are feeling the way that I do. Do you feel the way I do? Are you fighting it? Are you struggling with it? You know, because I think it's a real struggle and I don't know the answer, and I'll probably, I don't know, this has been heavy on my mind for a while, and I think that that's kind of kept me from doing a video because I didn't want to ramble, which is what I'm doing. But I want to be authentic, and I feel like, okay, if I'm going to be authentic, I'm going to put it out there, you know. I want to be able to wear my heels until I'm put in the ground, which actually I don't want to be put in the ground. I want to be cremated because I feel like that's a waste of money. But, and look, I've got it recorded. If anything ever happens, I want to be cremated. But you know, when the day is done, you know, I want to wear my heels until the end. I want to wear my makeup. I want to play with makeup and play with clothes. And I hope that I can keep doing that for another 20 years. I feel like, you know, I just got started. I feel like I just got started, and you know, I kind of have this conversation with God a lot. I'm like, okay, please, just get started. Just like the last 20 years. Let me have another 20, okay? But anyway, I'm rambling. I will be posting another video soon, sharing some of the other shoes that I bought. I hope that you will check it out. Please subscribe. I'm going to tell you, if you have never bought Azalea Wang, and you want something that you can wear with jeans, that you can wear with just about anything, you have got to buy these shoes. They are the most comfortable, especially if you like high heels. And right now they're on sale for like 50 bucks on the Azalea Wang website. And I forgot the brand. I mean, not the brand, the Marcella. I think they're called Marsala, and they have them in black as well because I bought the black. Also, I really would encourage you to buy these. These are well worth the money. Love them, love them, love them. In fact, I'm tempted to write the company and ask them to make more of these in different colors and maybe with a different fabric with some more design. Although I will say, you know, there are a couple other Azalea Wang shoes I have that are very similar, which, you know, I think they're onto something. They know what they're doing. They have some cool clothes too. But I might be judged quite a bit if I wore some of those clothes to school. So, you know, as a teacher, I gotta keep that in mind. Oh, funny story. Okay, I'm really rambling. Gotta tell you this funny story. So, and you know, it'd be interesting if the student that I taught that said this were to watch this video. But one year, I, of course, have been teaching all year long. It's towards the end of the year. And the students were talking about how I'm always in heels and I'm always have my makeup on. And this student, who, good old country boy, he's like, Miss Lai, I'm going to tell you something. You know, the first day I walked in that door and saw you, I thought, oh, Lord, I got a hooker for a teacher. And I lost it. You know, country boy, acquainted, high heels, lots of makeup with that. My dogs are going ballistic because my husband's probably home. But anyway, yes, I'm different. I'm different. I like being different. I like being unique. So, but thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, especially if you made it to the end. Like my video, give me some feedback, tell me your thoughts, and I hope to see you again very soon.